And for him, 64. You have a rough childhood as well. And for him, 64. You have a rough childhood as well, because with him being the only black kid used to be up there, it used to be rough, but he used to fight it out. He was a rough kid.
Tried to move on but got motion sick. It's hard to forget when the dark days hit. It's cruel, remember the things I didn't do. And a dark day hits once more. In disbelief at the depth of the skies. Can't open my eyes. Nothing holding me down, yet this weight inside reminds me I'm actually sinking. I've been thinking about the future, feeling things I didn't used to. I was free, not before, but after my fall, free to believe in words I didn't mean. Just to get by, I'd rather die than to cry. It's a hard life. It's a hard life. It's a hard life to make happy. Straw that broke the camel's back. Don't think I can live with that. Always seem to fall harder than before. I'm bruised when it's buried, I'm cut when it's open. I don't think the end is near, but here's hope and a sign. It won't be the last time, but the learning is making me stronger. A little longer, I've been waiting. All this shit's so frustrating. I was free, not anymore. Facing things from before. I tried to believe in words I didn't mean. Just to get by, I'd rather die than to cry. It's a hard life. It's a hard life. It's a hard life to make happy. Straw that broke the camel's back. Don't think I can live with that. Always seem to fall harder than before. It's a hard life. It's a hard life to
generation, fast-paced nation, world population confront their frustration. The principles of true hip-hop have been forsaken. It's all contractual and about money making. Pretend to be cats, don't seem to know their limitation. Exact replication and false representation. You wanna be a man, then stand your own. To MC requires skills, I demand some shown. I let the frauds keep fronting and roam like a cellular phone far from home, giving crowds what they wantin'. Official hip-hop consumption, the fifth thumping, keeping your party jumping with an original something. Yo, I dedicate this to the one dimension now, no imagination, excuse for perpetration. My man came over and said, Joe, we thought we heard you. Jokes on you, you heard a biting. True, but never do. The line of run between love and hatred. The game is ill-natured, it's nothing sacred. And yo, it's funny what I see some rap do to make it. A few will blow up or go as far as they can take it. My 9 to 5 is just to hit you, get the party live. I'm Black Thought, used to rap for sport. Now the rhyme saying rent, paying life support. I take it very seriously. Within this industry, it's various crews that try to touch me, but I come with the beautiful things, and I bless the track plushly. Around the world, crowds love me from doing tours. Recipient of applause from all of you and yours. Creator of original sounds that's in the stores you take home to absorb and sweat it out your pores. Now who can stop the music running through these veins? Infinitely go against the grain. That's why my motto is to never do. The life of limos and lights, airplanes and trains, short days and long nights, keyboards and mics, bass chords and drum kicks. In my mental thick, they hit my head like brick as I embark on a mission. Welcome into the dark. When I first spark the arts, when the listening start, open your head wide and let the thought inside. My style fortified by all of Philadelphia. My delf more stealth than all the wicked wealth. Mentality undetectable by the naked eye. Dig, I get paid when the record is played. To put it short, I want it made like Ed. Enough said. Then after that, I'm putting on my cousin Hamed. We let the ladies blend with the dark skin, devil bread, and discover my level is that of no other. And Roots crew reign official and true while I'm continuing to never do.
Yo, good morning, and welcome to the Cymarshall Law Show, episode 103. Ding, yo, boy. Good morning, y'all. Hope y'all filled with love, positive energy this morning and feeling great about yourselves and about your future and about your current moment. Episode number 103. I'm going to call this one Don't Shrink. And we're going to get into why. But first, I want to start the morning off with the morning prayer. Dear God, universal gods, cosmic creator, cosmic intelligence, great architect, Jah! Thank you for blessing us with another opportunity today to wake up and reach our goals and dreams. Universal God, thank you for waking us up full of purpose. Thank you for clarity of mind, purity of heart. Universal God, thank you for our healthy minds, our healthy spirits, our healthy physical bodies, God. Thank you for improvement. Thank you for allowing us to be open to learning new things. Universal God, thank you for making us greater than we were yesterday. And universal gods, thank you for friendships. Thank you for good relationships. Thank you for growth. Thank you for inner peace. Thank you for inner happiness. Universal gods, thank you for blessing all of my listeners today. Anyone who listens to the sound of this, God, Thank you for them having an incredible day. Thank you for them walking with their chest out, chin up. Thank you for them straightening their crown and remembering who they are, which is enough. Universal gods, thank you for today. Thank you for tomorrow. And thank you for this moment. Thank you for our healthy hearts, our healthy minds, our healthy pancreases, our healthy colons, our healthy intestines. Universal God, thank you for everything that allows us to be better in each day. We are blessed. God, thank you. Today is going to be a great day. We are blessed. Thank you, God. Amen. Yeah. Let me throw on an instrumental. One of my favorites. You know, Fall in Love. So today's show. Make sure my mic is right. Mic sound right. My mic sound right. Yo, my mic sound right. So I wanted to call today's show Don't Shrink. Don't Shrink because I've been doing a lot behind the scenes, and it has to do with some of the interviews that I've been having behind the scenes. I haven't posted everything for the Cymarshall Law Show. I have a lot coming. So within what I have coming, I have some interviews that I haven't posted. And a lot of times I've been asking these interviewers, what would you tell yourself if you were able to speak to yourself 10 years ago or even 20 years ago? So last night, as it took my second interview, I started thinking to myself, what would I tell myself if I could speak to myself just out of high school? What would I tell myself? And I thought about it long and hard. And my clear answer connected to the rest of my day that I had during the day. And it usually works like that. You know what I'm saying? All things are connected if you're able to connect the dots and see what's going on. So my answer to myself was, I would tell myself, don't shrink. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times we're in situations where we're new to a situation. And because we're new to the situation, we don't want to be overbearing. And if we don't want to be overbearing, we might be scared to be overbearing because we don't want to overstep our boundaries. We feel like we have boundaries. We feel like we have limits when we're new to something, how far we can go. But what I found out in life is that holding back is a big waste of time. If you have the skill, if you have the know-how, holding back your talents and who you are, especially to allow other people to feel better about themselves, is a waste of time. You may be a pure soul and a pure spirit. And because of these things, you have empathy and you think about how others feel. But guess what, homeboy? A lot of times people are not gonna be worried about how you feel. And any chance they get to step over you or step on you, they will do it. So when you're in a position where you have an opportunity in front of you, what do you do at that point? Do you allow that opportunity to get away from you because you're too worried about what others around you may think about you succeeding or you reaching for the top, or, which is even more worse, you just thinking that you don't have to be the greatest right now because your time is gonna come. Your time is gonna come. That's what you think. You know what I'm saying? I'm young, and this is me. I'm young. I didn't think that I had to do my thing right away. I felt like I had time to improve my skill. I felt like even though I may have been ready in certain places, I just like, yo, I'm young. I got time to fall into my own. And what's crazy about that is you say you have time, but we never really know how much time we have. So you shrinking does not help you. Matter of fact, you shrinking is a full waste of time. And what made me think about this edition, or why I was thinking about this during the day, is because two things. I was reading an article on my favorite soccer team, Liverpool, and right now they're in preseason in Austria. And I was reading what the coach was saying about, some of his younger players, and some of the younger players are trying to break in to the top team. So Liverpool has like many players, just like every club all over the world. But, on the field at a time, there are only 11 players. And in, Premier League soccer, you only get 3 substitutions. So even though you may have, 25, 30 people on your roster, only 14 are going to play. So you have young players on your team that are on the under 18s, under 21s, under 23s. And a lot of times they're trying to break into the first team. And what our coach was saying yesterday is that, if I have you playing out here with, the big boys and you're 17, 18, 19, on that field, don't shrink. Don't feel like because you have a 30-year-old captain doing this thing or other veteran players doing their thing, and it goes for all across the board. This could be in the office, it could be anywhere in your life. Don't ever think that just because somebody is already doing their thing, when you get there, you can't start doing your thing too. So the coach was like, for my younger players, if I have y'all out here with my first team, if you shrink, that's going to be a waste of your time because you never know when your opportunity is going to come again. And that's the same all across the board, all across life. We have these opportunities, and sometimes they come sporadically. Sometimes they come all the time, but sometimes they don't come at all. So when they do come, if you don't seize the moment, carpe diem, you're playing yourself because you never know what happens next. You know what I'm saying? You never know how great you can be until you try to be the greatest. So you shrinking is not helping nobody. It's not helping you. It's not helping your family. It's not helping people that should be watching you and be inspired and influenced by you. Never shrink. Also to connect to my own life. So, yesterday my 14-year-old had a practice for his club team, and right now he's trading in between playing for the high school and his club team. And right now, tryouts are just about to start. And his coach on his club team played 4 years of high school varsity, and he thought it was a good idea. My son thought it was a good idea to ask his coach now, like, what are your jewels to getting on varsity so early? And if for those who aren't American, in high school we have 3 levels of sports: varsity being the highest, junior varsity being middle, and then freshman is usually for the 9th graders who are the newest to the school. We have 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. So the freshman team is usually 9th graders. The JV team is usually 10th and sometimes 11th graders. And the varsity team is usually seniors, but the best of the best should be on varsity. So my son is really good. He's excellent. And he feels that he should be on varsity, but he's gonna have to work for it. And he asked his coach from his club team, like, since you were able to be on varsity all 4 years, from freshman, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, like, what jewel would you give me? And this is on the same day that I read that article about Liverpool and what our coach said. And lo and behold, his coach looked at him and he said, don't shrink. Meaning, when you're out there with those varsity players, when you're out there with, players that might be bigger in size than you, if you have the skill, if you have the energy, if you have the know-how, if you are good enough to be out there and play with them, when you are out there, don't fall back at all. Like, go out there and be confident, be who you are. And that's what my advice to you across the board. No matter what situation you find yourself in, jump in with both of your feet, and be confident. If you're good at what you do, don't wait for anyone to tell you that you're good at what you do. Don't wait for anyone to give you props or give you license for you to start being the greatest version of yourself, because there's nothing to gain from shrinking. There's nothing to gain from shrinking. Nothing. There's literally nothing to gain from shrinking. You might hurt a couple feelings across the way because people may not understand why you believe in yourself so much. And because they're looking at you and they're trying to figure out why you believe in yourself so much, they have problems all across the board with themselves, because they have to look at themselves and ask themselves, why are they not that confident? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't they have people in their corner pushing them forward, telling them they could be great, telling them not to shrink? Yet you're out there at work, on the playing field, in college, no matter where you are, being an entrepreneur, and you're breaking down doors, you're jumping over walls, you know what I'm saying? And you're not shrinking. Yeah, people are gonna look at you and, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people are not gonna like that, but that's what they have to deal with, not you. If you have the skill set, if you have the mindset, if you have the spirit to be great, never let nobody hold you back. Do not shrink, my friend. Do not shrink by any means. And that's what I want you to take in today's day. Think about this throughout the day. You're gonna get into situations today where you could fall into the shadows. You know what I'm saying? You could fall into the motions. You could just let things be as they are. But how does that serve you? How does that serve the next generation of your family? Because let me tell you something, if you shrink, that generational curse that you want to break, it's just going to be there for the next generation. Generational curses are broken by not shrinking. Generational curses are broken by walking the lonely, narrow path that is less traveled. But in order to walk that road, you have to not shrink. You have to be brave enough. You have to be confident enough to know who you are and where you're going, and know that you're going to get there by any means, no matter who has your back, who's supporting you, because sometimes you won't have any support. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there'll be crickets when you need people to step up for you. Don't shrink, no matter what. Some days are going to whoop your ass. I can attest to this. I speak from experience. But you know what? When I pick my head up and I look into my children's eyes, when I look directly at my friends, when I look at my closest family members, I remember not to shrink, because everything I do is for them. Everything I do is for them, and I'm here for you. And I want to let you know that shrinking will never serve you. Be the greatest version of yourself in whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna mop the floors, be the best mopper. If you're gonna paint the house, be the best painter. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a janitor, be the best janitor. If you're gonna be the president, be the best president. If you're gonna be an MC, put your heart and soul into this. And when you're around other MCs, don't act like you're not nice. Don't act like you haven't written 1,000 bars. Don't act like you haven't done your 10,000 hours to be a master, just because someone else might have done 20,000 hours. Your greatness was never meant to be in the shadows, my friend. Never meant to be in the shadows. Stand up, chest out, straight and crowned. You know what I'm saying? Look the eye of defeat dead in the eye and let them know you will not be defeated. You will not shrink. You know what I'm saying? You are the greatest. Just remember this. Every day, remember this. You got to remember this. You know what I'm saying? Because shrinking, again, never, ever, ever, ever helped anybody. Know this. So it's like, what are you going to do? These are the questions. If you had an opportunity to talk to yourself 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, what would you tell yourself? I bet it's something along the lines of helping yourself be the greatest version of yourself, allowing yourself to walk around the minefields and become the greatest version of yourself, not to shrink. You know what I'm saying? Because in this life, you have just this life. We never know what is going to happen after this life. We never know when it's going to be our last day. So why would you spend any minute not working to your full capacity or capabilities? Why? That doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve you. Do not shrink, my friend. You are the greatest. You were born to be the greatest. And I'm here to allow you to remember that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I want to get into the song of the day. Really dope song I found that I want to bless y'all with. It's an artist named Rebecca Garten. The song right now is Rebecca Garten and Jeremiah. It's called Comfortable. You know what I'm saying? My name is Cymarshall Law. We're going to get into this joint and come back with the movie reviews. We're going to review 2 movies today. Let's get into it. Let's go. Cymarshall Law Show. Yo, if you enjoying the show, click subscribe, click like, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be here for until I say we not. Let's go. Cymarshall Law Show, song of the day. Let's go.
Only you has been on my mind. I'll give you the space and all of my time. You're alright, drive me to you. All of the things you do, love that you give me all of your time. This feeling, there's no way to hide it. Say with my chest, I got pride, yeah. I wanna be with you, so I do this time with you. So just say that you do, I'll do my best for you. Say that you will, I'll make you comfortable. Let's get this right now. Show you how I get down. Give you all you deserve it, 'cause I know that you're worth it. Break it down, take a chance for the win, and you can stick around for this pretty little thing.
Know what I want when I'm in need. Eyes on you while you all on me. You always hit me around too, to make you do shit you say you won't do. Why is it what they say won't be feeling so right? With you is no way to hide it. If we by ourselves up in private, how can you not see me with you? If they turned off the lights on us too. Say that you do, I'll do my best for you. Say that you will, I'll make it comfortable.
Say that you do, I'll do my best for you. Say that you will,
Wake up,
I'll make you
let's go.
comfortable. Let's get this right now. Show you how I get down. Give you all you deserve it, 'cause I know that you're worth it. Say that you do, I'll do my best for you. Say that you will, I'll make you comfortable. Let's get this right now. Show you how I get down. Give you all you deserve it, 'cause I know that you're worth it. I'll do my best for you. I'll make you comfortable, 'cause I know that you're worth it. 'Cause I know that you're worth it.
If God watching, I know he see that I do try, but every year more kids from my school die. I can't explain, and I never knew why, but time's like a jet plane, it just flew by. I don't care if you say you from my old hood. Where was you at when things was no good? I needed faith, had lots of doubts. We was broke and almost lost the house. Where were you when I was about to catch hot ones? 6 cops had me surrounded by shotguns. Times I thought I would never go to heaven. I did things, I burned down my house at 11. If home where the heart is, unless I'm wrong, it means that I live on each page that I write on. Whether I'm weak or times when I'm strong, I'ma keep giving you the truth until I'm gone. I got a lot on the dome, things I need to figure out on my own. Some roads you have to walk alone, but I can't stop now 'cause I'm almost home. Summon every inspiration that I've known. Keep my head up and I won't moan. There's been times where I felt alone, but I can't stop now 'cause I'm almost home. Some say I'm cocky, my confidence is all I have. I'm humbled every time I'm asked for an autograph. If you a baller pass, my fans say I'm dope. Fill my cup of hope, but I think I need a taller glass. I wake, roll, and hit raw, and it seems that every year I drink more. Reminiscing on days I was piss poor. Emotions come the type you can't ignore. I have black thoughts, and I feel tense. Calm in the hope one day it'll all make sense. Bring it from the soul, 'cause the stakes is high. And I try so hard, times it makes me cry. On the mic, I burn a rabbit to the 3rd degree, 'cause my sis taught me to defend verbally. I strive to succeed, 'cause I want her to see a little brother got this and nobody hurting me. I got a lot on the dome, things I need to figure out on my own. Some roads you have to walk alone, but I can't stop now 'cause I'm almost home. Summon every inspiration that I've known. Keep my head up and I won't moan. There's been times where I felt alone, but I can't stop now 'cause I'm almost home. Bro said I got your back in anything you do, Ma, but skit out of us, I always felt you were the true star. I can't stop now 'cause I'm too far. Still owe my parents a house and a new car. Truth is now I'm better than I ever been. Never been a loser, so I can't let the devil win. And allow anxiety to settle in. Said I couldn't walk, I got fly like seraphim. Words to my melanin. They said hip stop now, cause I'm almost home. Summon every inspiration that I've known.
Wake up,
keep my head up and I won't moan. There's been times where I felt alone, but I can't stop now, cause I'm almost home.
Yo. The boy Ace Wonder is in the building. My brother. You're on mute.
What up?
My guy. I should have let you talk on mute for 5 minutes.
I would have did it too.
Morning jokes. Yo, let me say something first. So in that song, Almost Home, I just played, I made that song mad years ago, I think in like 2008. I hadn't listened to it in a long time until I just played it today. In it, I said, he never said it, so neither did I, but I love Dad. Yo, let me tell you something about old like West Indian men. Like they don't show too much emotion. And it took for my dad to be like 2 weeks before he died to be like, I love you and I'm proud of you. So Dad did say it. That's all I wanted to say. So in the song, I said he never said it, but he did say it. So anyone who, I always knew he loved me, but they're just, anyone who has like a West Indian dad knows that like they just don't really do the emotion thing. So I could feel the love, but the actual words didn't come out his mouth till like 2 weeks before that man passed away. Shout out to Pops. Oh man, I hope he's good somewhere. I know he's good. I hope he's eating like fried fish, listening to reggae dub plates. You know what I'm saying, with Uncle Lloydie. But yeah, so to get into the show. That's good, my brother. Yo, I love that t-shirt. That looks like a African / Leo t-shirt. It probably don't have nothing to do with Leo, but that shit is dope as hell because you're a Leo and it's a lion of Judah, conquering lion. Really dope. I love that hat too. Go like this for a second. Go like this. Oh yeah. That's some heat there, my boy. The New Jersey Devils flavor. Yo, you ever been to an ice hockey game? I always wanted to go. That's one of the things I've never done. I need to get to one immediately.
Not professional. I went to I want to say maybe a college joint back in the day, but never an NHL joint.
Did they get into a fight?
Yeah, it's something to make happen. That's a bucket list joint.
Yeah, sounds like something I need to do. Let me throw in an instrumental right quick. There we go.
Would you say you're more vocal with your kids because maybe perhaps you didn't hear it from your dad as much?
I think so.
Okay.
I definitely think so because I am like, you know how I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't hold that against my dad at all. Like I love my dad 2000%, but I just something I noticed. These are the breaks. So yeah, man, we getting into the movie reviews. I think we're doing 2 today. I'll let you run with it, my boy, and I'll follow in.
All right, so what's up, man? We're gonna do 2 movies, and what do we have on the plate? The Tomorrow War, Chris Pratt, and Space Jam: A New Legacy, LeBron James. Let's get into what we were going to go into last week, but we didn't actually glimpse over it. Or let's say glimpse over, but we didn't really flesh into it and talk about it. Tomorrow War. So, Chris Pratt. This popped up on Netflix. Or was it Netflix or Prime Video? Matter of fact,
I was gonna say Netflix. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I think it's Netflix. Let's go with Netflix.
Okay, let's go with Netflix. Anyhow, Tomorrow War came out, and I will say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. What I did love about it was that it was an interesting take as far as the plot. What happens is it's a war going on outside, like Mapu said.
The war going on outside. Yeah.
Right. And it's happening in the future. And people from the future come back and tell you, imagine people just coming back like, yo, we're fighting aliens in the future. We need y'all asses to be recruited. You know what I'm saying? To be sent to the future. And so that's literally what happens. It's people that come from the future and are telling the current state of individuals, society, that we need you to basically suit up, man up, and get sent to the future to be a part of a ongoing war to basically save civilization, right? And what I did love about it was that the action was cool. The story and the plot about it, as far as, I like that. I forget the backdrop, the soundtrack was cool. So action was nonstop. Chris Pratt, he played a good role. Let me see, who else was in it? I'm not sure of his wife's name. I'm not sure if you remember, but the one thing that I felt was lacking was the villain. I don't want to give too much away as far as like spoiler alerts, but the characters, as far as who they were actually fighting against, it seemed a little weak to me. And so throughout the movie, they're trying to basically fight alien species that's coming to destroy them, and it's something you've kind of seen before. It was a kind of cool take on the family dynamic because he has a wife and a daughter, and in the future you kind of get to see a little bit of what happens with him and his daughter, without giving too much away. But it's a cool watch. Action was nonstop. I will say that the villain, in my opinion, was a little lacking as far as the alien species that they were up against. You kind of been there, done that, you know what I'm saying, seen that before. They could have put a little bit more into that, but it worked for the most part. It worked. I would probably give this a solid 3. And if we're going to bump it up a couple points, you get about a 3.2. Let's give it a 3.2. You know what I'm saying? Out of 5. You can catch it on the streaming platform. Like I said, we think it's Netflix. Good movie, solid movie. It's not the greatest. You've seen remnants of it before. It kind of reminds me of Tom Cruise's movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. Man, what's the name? Now it's gonna bug me. The Edge of Tomorrow? Yeah, gotta be the Edge of Tomorrow. Right?
Tomorrow. It kind of reminded me of that. Just a little bit with the premise, not because of the villain or anything about who they're fighting. But yeah, man, I think if you got 90 minutes to saying some idle time going to catch a movie, it's definitely a good watch. Nothing great, but it'll entertain you for about 90 minutes, man.
Right.
What'd you think about it?
Let me switch instrumentals right quick. What do I think about it? Cymarshall state of mind. I thought it was really dope. It caught me by surprise. I think I was looking for something to watch, and I love when Netflix puts out, I want to say quality movies that I feel like could be in a movie theater. I love it, I love the surprises when they just pop up like, oh, Will Smith got a new movie on Netflix, or Chris Pratt, you know what I'm saying? The big boy joints they put on. So I love when they do that. So I wasn't expecting it. And Chris Pratt, I think he's a really good actor. I was gonna say something that doesn't really need to be said. I'll skip that. But the movie, I thought it was a really good movie. I almost said great, but I don't want to say great. The reason why I almost said great is because the way they did the movie, as far as when the aliens came. And I often think, like, if there's gonna be an alien takeover, how would it start? And the way it started, the way they were caught off guard was like, yo, like imagine if that's literally happened to you. Yeah, I don't want to give it away because I want y'all to see the movie, but they were going along with their regular day, and then shit hit the fan in a way. It was just like, what is going on? And then when you kind of realize what was going on, it was still kind of hard for you to believe. But I feel like the movie had a really dope twist. That I will say, I love that about the movie. I usually can call kind of what's gonna happen, but I didn't see that coming as much. So I really appreciated that. Again, I can't speak on what I'm talking about because I'll give it right away. But I thought it was a dope movie. I like the effects. I like the graphics. I think they stepped it up. The movie probably cost, a pretty penny because the effects and graphics were dope. It was one of those movies where you want to put yourself in that position and be like, damn, what would I do if I was in that position? And because Chris Pratt, this is not giving much away, but when shit hit the fan, he was a school teacher, like a regular dude. Although he had, some experience with being in wars already, at the point when it happened, he was a school teacher. And it's just like you're living this regular life, but then you're forced back into your old life. It's kind of like one day if I retire and someone forces me into an MC battle. No, it's nothing like that. But I thought it was dope. I think out of 5, I give it a 3.4 because I enjoyed it. I watched it all the way to the end. I didn't fall asleep, and I thought it was dope. So I give it a 3.4. Solid 3.4. But yeah, man. So over the weekend, we also watched. To move on to the next movie. Over the weekend, we also watched in the house Space Jam: A New Legacy, and I'll let you kick that one off, my brother.
Okay. Space Jam: A New Legacy. What can I say? Hated it. My man, this joint fell short on so many levels. I don't know what to say. I actually gave it 2 tries and watched this joint twice yesterday. Twice in 24 hours. Once with my wife and once with my 7-year-old daughter. And I do not know what to say. Okay, so Space Jam, we have LeBron James. It's a reboot of, the classic from the 90s, the original joint with Michael Jordan. And in this one, LeBron is kind of forced into another dimension where he has to play a basketball game in order to win his son back, right? And so the plot is hands down great. Okay, let me tell you about some of the things that I did like or say love about the movie. I really enjoyed the graphics and the CGI or whatever the effects. I thought some of that was amazing. Like, as far as some of the animation and things that were taking place, some of the effects, especially, it was almost overkill. Like, it was so graphical. They did a great job, man. You know what I'm saying? I really realized, like, we're in 2021, like, the things that they can actually do on screen with effects was hands down amazing. I'm looking at the transitions and, the visual effects from when you're on the court and everything. It's like, wow, you will be stunned. I think any viewer that is actually going to sit down and watch this movie won't be disappointed in that. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that I did not care so much about the movie. Okay, let's jump it off. 1, the acting. The acting was just subpar. So subpar, I'm like, oh, it kind of was, it hurt to watch at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, that's just one thing. LeBron James, he's not acting, he's an actor. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest athletes in the world, but the acting, was lackluster. Let's put it there. Another thing. It seemed like a big commercial to me. The product
Nike
placement,
commercial, right?
What do you say?
Nike, right?
I mean, a bunch of commercials. Say like Warner Brothers being the biggest thing. It's like they were promoting themselves and the whole thing. Everything was WB. they had so many different product placements. It was just like, come on. Character development, the stories, you know what I'm saying, behind the character was just like, I don't know. It seemed like it was just too fast paced for you to actually get to grasp a character and get really into their backstory and get to feel them. I felt like that was lacking. They could have spent a little bit more time on that. And another big thing to me was just some of the extra scenes I felt were just unnecessary. So they had the Looney Tunes in there. Okay, so anyone watching this, they had the Looney Tunes in there. The Looney Tunes classic, you know, saying 90s characters or cartoon characters from my childhood. And I felt like they brought them in there to try to give it a little bit more of an impact, some more significance to the movie. However, they kind of make them come off cheesy. And for whatever reason, I don't know why they decided to try to do so much, but it was so much going on in the movie to where you even had like a rap battle out of nowhere on a basketball court. And, you know, with Porky Pig, and I'm just like, where are they going with this? Like, where are they really going with this? What I will say is, my favorite character was Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle plays pretty much the villain.
Yeah.
And he started to have some very witty lines, you know what I'm saying, as far as different characters. But Don Cheadle, he was my favorite in the movie. He saved it in some parts because he basically takes on the role of LeBron James' arch nemesis in the movie. And I don't know. I just felt like it was all over the place. It was so much going on. It was all over the place, and they could have kind of tuned it down a whole lot. They tuned it down a whole lot. They had some other characters in there, NBA characters. The animation that they attempted to do, it was okay. It was okay for the NBA characters I'm talking about, not as a whole. But yeah, I give this one, man, like a 2. Yeah, like a 2. And that's me watching it 2 times in the last 24 hours. So
a 1 for each time you watched it.
Yeah.
Yo, let me ask you this: what did your children think of it?
Listen, I watched it, like I said, with my 7-year-old daughter. I asked her what was her favorite part of the movie, and she really couldn't tell me. I don't know. She said she liked it. I said, "Did you like the movie?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "What's your favorite part?" She was like, I don't know. I like the movie. I said, "Okay, you can't tell me one specific part. That says a lot to me." I didn't drill her. I didn't try to rehash certain moments of the movie or certain scenes to, pull anything from her out of it. You know, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So, her not being, 5 minutes from watching the movie, asking, what was your favorite part? You know, I think it was just, it could have had a lot of potential, but they kind of overdid it. It was just a lot going on, and, you know, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
So.
I could dig it. So you give it a 2. I enjoyed it a little bit more than you. I had some of the same sentiments until maybe 40% of the way through. I was just like, this is a kid's movie. So, I mean, even, it's not as if in kids movies they have like bad acting just because it's a kid's movie, but I accepted it as a kid's movie because I looked to my right and I looked to my left and my kids were enjoying it. And, I got kids all different ranges. The oldest being 19 and, the youngest being 3 and then 2 right in the middle. And when I looked and asked them after the movie, they all enjoyed it. What I liked most about the movie was the message. And I believe it got driven home to my children. And the message that I took away from the movie is that don't be afraid to be yourself. That's like the core message that I took away from the movie. Don't be afraid to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to pressure you to be who they think you want to, be who they want you to be, or be who they think you should be. But if you fall to those pressures, you're going to be unhappy at the end of the day. And I feel like the movie did a great job of driving that point home. You know what I'm saying? And they did that point through LeBron James' son in the movie, who had some pressure to be just like his dad. And I'm pretty sure LeBron James' kids in real life probably have that same pressure. I don't know if they feel pressured, but you know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. A lot of people's parents don't let them be. A lot of people's parents like have just these ideas of who they want their kid to be. They want to live vicariously through their children, and because of this, they don't allow their children to be themselves and have their own lives. So right. In the beginning, LeBron James was kicking that type of shit to his son, and I won't say how it turned out, but I think it was a great message, and I feel like that message got driven home to my children. I really appreciate that. Everything you said you didn't like about the movie, though, I didn't like either. But I just tried to accept the fact that it was a kid's movie, and then maybe they didn't make it for me. I mean, I wanted to watch it because I'm a LeBron James fan. Like I love everything about LeBron. I know some people can't stand LeBron, and I'd be like, but he came from nothing. So everything that I see LeBron do, and when LeBron's helping out the community, LeBron's doing this, LeBron's doing that, I just really appreciate it because, back in the day, they had that whole thing with Barkley talking about, I'm not a role model. And I feel like, not to say athletes should or shouldn't be a role model, but LeBron has definitely been one. And I don't think people would have torched him for not being one, but he's took that shit on his back. So anything I kind of watch him in or see him in, I kind of enjoy it because I feel like I see his purpose in just his global purpose. Like he's needed, and I feel like he's doing a great thing. So I appreciate LeBron for that. I appreciate LeBron, his whole crew. You know what I'm saying? Rich Paul being young black entrepreneurs doing their thing. So for him to LeBron to make it on the big screen and to give us that, I think I was already gonna like it just because it's Bron, and I support pretty much everything he does. A few years ago, I said I'm just buying bronze from here on out because I support the guy. So yeah, out of 5, I would give the movie. I'll give it a 3. I give it a 3. But yeah, man, that's what it is. We got 6:53. Let's get into I don't have too much news, but I have a few interesting tidbits. Let's get into the news. Number 1. Where did I put this stuff? Oh, here we go. So last night, Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship. Whoa. These boys came back from 2-0 and won the NBA championship.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. As much as I wanted Chris Paul to get a ring, I can't hate on Giannis and the Bucks getting the ring. I can't hate on hard work. No one handed that shit to Giannis. You know what I'm saying? He got it out the mud. And I really appreciate that about him. So I fully support him. You know what I'm saying? The Greek freak came through. I was scrolling on the gram this morning and I saw a tweet that Kobe Bryant had put out years ago. And he was like, yo, I got a challenge for Giannis. It's to be MVP. So a little while later when Giannis became MVP, Kobe replied and was like, all right, you're MVP now. Up next, NBA championship. Goal succeeded, Giannis. Let's go. Matter of fact, where's my damn applause button? Yo, big up to Giannis in the Milwaukee. Yeah, shout out to them. In other news, something I'm a little bit confused by. I didn't have time to research it, but the Tokyo Olympics is scheduled to start on July 23rd. However, the U.S. women's soccer team just played their first game today for the Tokyo Olympics. So I don't know, maybe it started today. I was looking for the score this morning and I realized it was on. It came on at 4:30 a.m. and I wanted to catch the end of the game, but I had to start this show. So when I was in tune to the game, they were down 2-0. I hope they came back in the final few minutes, but the U.S. women's soccer team had a 44-game win streak. So,
Wow.
yeah, it looked like Sweden might have broken that. I'll have to check after the game, but that's crazy. U.S. women's soccer team is like beyond Liverpool is like my favorite team in the universe. They've been whooping ass for years, and I love the way they play. Yeah, the Olympics is starting. Moving right along. Yo, this is crazy. You ever hear about fires from gender reveals?
Fires? Like fires that have been started from a gender reveal?
Yeah.
No.
So last year, or you know, a little while ago, I kept seeing that shit. I kept seeing it, and I was wondering why people were beefing about these gender reveals. And so today on my newsfeed, it popped up a couple whose gender reveal ceremony sparked a Southern California wildfire that killed a firefighter last year were charged with involuntary manslaughter. The authorities announced on Tuesday. So I read the article, and
Wow.
they had like some fire device, I guess, for the celebration, and it caught the dry tree, you know, California wildfire. That's crazy, man. Now it looks like they're gonna be seeing time. The court date is set for September 26th, but this happened last year, so they've been going through it for the last year, all throughout the pandemic. I just thought it's crazy. They want to do something good for their. They want to do something good for their kid, and now they've been charged with manslaughter. I don't even know how to take it. That's crazy. I mean, rest in peace to the firefighter that lost his life. Yo, life is crazy. You just never know what's gonna happen. You never know. Like when they woke up that morning, they did not expect that shit to happen. So, you know, I called the show Don't Shrink today, and I called it Don't Shrink because it's like, you never know what's going to happen. So if you're in an opportunity where you have a chance to shine and be the best of yourself, take it, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. Like, you just don't know. So, yeah, man.
Yeah,
what else?
tough. I would say, I woke up yesterday. I want to say it was a fire out here, not close to where I live, but in the state of Maryland somewhere. You know, 3 fatalities, and all the fatalities were children under 12. You know, and the parents made it out. Another child made it out, but it was sad. It was all over the news, and so, you know, it's hard, man. It hurts. But I don't want to stay on a damn part of this of the show, the segment, but just to piggyback off of what you were talking about, the sports, the Sweden won 3-0. Yeah, I just touched that, so that's the biggest score on that. But you know, the other news, what else you got for us? Let's get something else on the plate.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
I know you had to have seen this, and this is very interesting to me. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat watching to see what happens with this. Damon Dash is moving forward with the sale of his shares of Rockefeller. Dash announced that on July 23rd, his auction will begin to sell off his 1/3 ownership in the stake of Rockefeller Records as an NFT, and his opening bidding price is $10 million. Not only that, his court date for him and Jay-Z's fight is scheduled for July 28th. So Dame Dash has scheduled his auction for July 23rd, yet his court date is 5 days later. Yo, Dame don't be playing, boy.
You know, I will say this: I love Dame Dash, man.
Yeah,
I just love his
too.
spirit.
Facts.
his hustler spirit and
Let's go
everything
pop.
about entrepreneurship, man. And the brother's very intelligent, and so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's uh, attempting to do. Probably is in good standing with the courts, and I don't think he should be held liable for anything with the court case that he has coming up. Because from what I heard was that people tried to basically stop him from selling off his portion of it, which was basically a misunderstanding where it was first came out that he was trying to do something that he wasn't. So if that's his rightful portion, he actually owns that. He should have every right to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm with him. However the brother wants to do it, go ahead. And that 10 billion, I'm sure, will get boosted up. I can't wait to see where this auction skyrockets, because I know it's not going to stop there. You know, it's not going to stop at 10 billion sold at the very first, opening bid. So yeah,
Right.
I'm with it, man. I'm willing to see where it goes, and shout out to Dame, man. More power to him.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Dame. Shout out to Dame, man. One of the finest entrepreneurs I've known.
Yes, sir.
I think that's all I have. Let me just make sure. Yo, so the show is called Don't Shrink today, and Dame Dash is a perfect example of someone that refuses to shrink.
Yo, man, what?
Yeah, shout out to Dame Dash. I would love to have him as a guest on the show one day. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I have a quote of the day, and actually, it may be one I've already said, but it's my favorite quote of all time, and it just fits today. So I'm gonna say it again. You'll know it when you hear it. I mean, some people know it, but this is for the people that haven't heard it, and I love it. It's literally my favorite quote of all time, but it fit in with today's show, Don't Shrink. I had to turn off the beat for this one. It goes a little something like this. Our deepest fear is not that we are in an... No, you didn't do that, Simon. Luckily, I can make fun of myself. Here we go. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. By Marianne Williamson from A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles. My name is Cymarshall Law. That is the brother Ace Wonder.
Yo.
We are Crossroads. Peace, love, and positive energy. We'll rock with y'all next time. Let's go. Peace.
Peace.